guys, so getting started on this Huda beauty palette. I don't know how to pronounce it. I can barely pronounce American names, so imagine me trying to pronounce some Middle Eastern names. Can't fucking do it. I'm a little too stupid for that. But this is gonna be like a first impression / tutorial on it. I am gonna film a full tutorial on it with swatches and all that good stuff and let you guys know my final thoughts. I will say right off the bat, the packaging is cheap as fuck. Honestly, in my honest opinion, I feel like for $65, you could have a better sleeve than this. The sleeve is like cheap. Honestly, it's real cheap. It should have just came in a box. And the actual palette itself is like cardboard with a cheap little plastic thing on it. And I feel like for $65, she should have done a little bit more of a better job with that. But first impressions of the actual colors, let's see if you could see that. Of the actual colors, I think that the color arrangement is beautiful. I love seriously every single color in here. Now, let's see how they apply on the skin, of course, because that's what really matters. It doesn't matter how they look in the pan or the palette, it matters how they look on your eye. So, obviously you guys know with me, you guys get the real shit. I don't get paid for anything that I do. I don't get paid by any brand, and yeah. So this will just be my honest review and opinion on this, and I'm just gonna create a look with it, let you guys know as I go, and then like I said, I will film a whole nother review with swatches and all that good stuff in a separate video, because if I were to do it all in one video, it would just be way too long. I feel like it would be like 25 minutes long and everyone would be so over it. So, anywho, let's go ahead and get started on this little first impressions tutorial on the Huda Beauty palette. Alright, getting started on this eye, I'm going to be taking my MAC Painterly paint pot and I'm going to be putting that all over my eyes on a Morphe E23. I just put it on very messy because it really doesn't matter, it's just a base. I personally prefer this base. It's actually one of my favorites. I've been using it for years. I know a lot of people like the Urban Decay one and whatnot. The Urban Decay one, in my honest opinion, is my least favorite. I won't even put that on my eyes. I'd rather not use a primer than use that. I feel like it just fucks up the eyeshadow and makes it look patchy. I don't like it at all. Speaking of what are my least favorites, I was thinking about doing a video on my least favorite makeup products. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down in the comments if I should do it or not. If you guys don't want me to, I won't. Alright, and starting this look off, I'm going to go with Flamingo, which is this hot pink shade right here. And I'm going to be taking that up kind of high. And I'm taking that on my Morphe M514 brush. This palette has had so many mixed reviews. I was like, oh, I wonder if I should buy it. But since I wanted to start reviewing products, I figured, hey, now's the perfect time to do so. So, even though it was pricey and broke the bank, I could have bought like 15 McDoubles with that. I figured it was worth a shot. But if I don't like this shit, I'm gonna take it back. Okay, my first reaction to this pink shade is I actually kind of like it. I feel like it's very pigmented, especially for it being a pink shade, a bright pink shade, because pink shades tend to not be so bright. Well, hot pink shades anyways. But this one I feel like is pretty good. So while I was putting the shadow on my other eye, I noticed about these shadows is that there's like no fallout at all, which is like a really good thing. And I saw on like 3 different people's videos that there is a shit ton of fallout, but I'm like, I have absolutely none at all. So maybe it depends upon the brush you use. I don't really know. Anywho, we're gonna go in with my Morphe M507, which you guys know is my favorite small little brush for little eyes. And I'm gonna be taking the shade Man Eater, which is this one right here, this burgundy. I'm gonna be taking that in my crease to make it a little bit more deep and give it a little bit more dimension. Again, with this shade, there's really no fallout, which I always have a little bit of fallout on the matte shades, which I don't mind too much because I could dust them off easily. If it's a shimmery shade and there's a shit ton of fallout, then it kind of sucks because it smears. But with this, I don't see any. I guess I was watching in someone else's video that she wanted to have talc free, and I think having a lot of talc in her product does have a lot of fallout. So maybe because hers are talc free, they have no fallout. Well, for me anyways, because I was like, there's a lot of people that posted saying that it has a shit ton of fallout, but I'm not seeing any. Okay, then just to deepen up the crease a little, well, the outer corner crease and the outer V, I'm gonna be taking shade Bossy, which is this one right here. And yeah, I'm just gonna be taking that on my M507 again, and I'm taking that in the outer corner, and then I'm gonna take it up just a little bit higher. starting off right there in the corner and then taking it up just a little bit high. Or, you know, bitch can't talk as usual. Alright, then we're going to be going back in with our M514 by Morphe and blending out that outer corner because you don't want it to have that harsh line. Place that right on top and buff back and forth like 5,000 times. Alright, so now that we have that all blended out, I kind of want to do something a little bit funky, a little bit, I don't know, more dramatic. So, fucking shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my MAC 242 with some Kat Von D concealer, and I'm going to do a little cut crease, but I'm not going to drag it all the way through and out. I'm just going to take it over the center of the eye. That way when I put on that shimmery shadow, it gives the illusion that I have a little bit of a bigger lid, which Lord knows I don't, but we could all fake it till we make it, right? So I'm just taking that on my 242, and I'm going to start at the beginning, or actually the end, I mean, sorry, of the eye. And you want to line that up right where that crease shadow is. I'm going to take it a little bit higher. You want a lot of concealer, well not a lot, but a good amount I would say of concealer, so that way the line is perfect. Okay, and because you guys know I'm dramatic as fuck, I want to deepen up the crease a little bit, so I'm taking that shade again that we use in the outer corner called Man Eater. Not Man Eater, I'm sorry, it's called Bossy, and I'm taking that on my MAC 266 brush, and I'm going to line that right up against where the concealer is, just because I want it more prominent. Then I'm going to go back in with that shade Man Eater, which is that light burgundy that we use in the crease on my Morphe M507, just to blend that out. Alright, and now we're getting ready to put on the lid shade. Right now I'm going to put down my Glitter Injections Glitter Glue as always. I'm just going to put that on with my finger. I'm going to put kind of a thick amount only because these textured shadows of Huda's are very thick. So I want to make sure that it sticks well. So I'm putting on kind of a generous layer all on the lid up to where we did that little cut crease. Okay, then I'm going to be taking the textured eyeshadow called Rose Gold, which is that one right there. I have been dying to put that on, so let's see how it goes. It does say on the box to put it on with your finger, so I recommend you put it on with the finger. I will probably have to put some on with the brush to take it right up against where we had that cut crease because my finger is too damn fat to do that, so I'm going to have to use the brush, but I'll probably wet my brush and see how it works then. This rose gold shade, however, is not rose goldy enough for me. To me, it almost looks like a copper shade. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Fling, which is this burgundy shade right there. And I'm gonna put that on top because I wanted something that was gonna be a little bit more burgundy. But I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this angelic shade instead, this one right here, and put that on top. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Mario Badescu setting spray. I'm going to spray that on my MAC 242 to get that a little bit wet. And then I'm going to dip it into the rose gold color. And I'm going to try to drag that against my cut crease. Like no color gets picked up on a brush at all. At fucking all. That's not really good. But it does say on there to use your finger, so I guess they're giving you a fair warning, but when you're doing a cut crease, it's like you have to use a brush to get precision. I do think that she would have been better off making her foiled shades all like the shade Angelic, because that one is very smooth, buttery, and pigmented. I love that shade. However, the Rose Gold, Trust Fund, and 24K and Dubai, those three have like this weird chunky texture to them, which I love the shades. However, from judging from that Rose Gold one, they just don't come out right. Very, very chunky. I'm gonna be using a lip pencil, I could not fucking think of the name of that, called Nightingale from MAC, but I don't recommend this in the waterline if you have sensitive eyes. I don't have sensitive eyes, so I just fucking do it. It doesn't bother my eye. If you guys have sensitive eyes, don't use it. You know what, for some reason that lip liner is just showing up a little bit too pink on me. I wanted it to be a little bit more burgundy, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that shade that we put in the crease called Man Eater. I'm gonna take that on my flat brush and just pack it on top because I want it a little bit darker. Alright, then I'm gonna take that same shade, Man Eater, like I just put in my waterline. I'm gonna drag it underneath the lash line to smoke it out a bit. And I like taking that on a flat brush like this because I feel like it packs the color on what you want and it doesn't get a lot of fallout. Alright, then I'm going to go in with my Morphe M507 with Flamingo, which is the pink shade in the palette, to buff out the edges. Alright, then I'm going to go in with shade Bossy on my MAC 242 because I want to deepen up the lash line just a little bit more, so I'm putting that right on the lash line only and not dragging it down. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the shade Moon Dust on my MAC 239 and pack that in the tear duct to open up my small ass eyes a little bit more. Ooh, that one is really pigmented. Oh my. I only like swiped it 2 times and that has a shit ton of pigment. Ooh, I like that as an inner tear duct color. That is fucking nice. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so we got the eyes all completed. I'm gonna go in with Whirl Lip Liner by MAC to complete my lips. I'm actually gonna use this as my lipstick today. I'm just gonna put it all over the place and I'll probably put a little bit of gloss on top, but we'll see. But for now, just putting Whirl Liner all over. Alright, and I'm just going to put a dot of this ColourPop Master Plan bullshit gloss on just because my lips are dry as fuck. Alright guys, and this is the completed look. There goes the eyes if I raise my brows so you can see. I actually really fucking like it. And my first impression of the Huda Beauty palette, you know I can't talk. I actually really like it, honestly. I heard so many mixed reviews about it and I heard so many negative reviews about it, and the only bad review I have about it is that the packaging is super cheap, and I think when you're spending $65 you should have nice packaging. This packaging feels very, very cheap. The corners are even like coming up. It's like you put a fucking paper bag over your school book. That's what this looks like. It's very, very cheap, but the actual shadows themselves, I think that they're amazing, and I really love the quality of them. I feel like they're very pigmented, very easy to blend, and I didn't have much fallout. I know a lot of people said that they had a lot of fallout and they were kind of chalky, but I disagree. I really like it, honestly, but that's just my, little first impression on this, but I am gonna have a review on this, so just go back in my channel, you'll see it. And I'll have the full review with all the swatches to have more details on this for you guys. But this was just my little first impression / tutorial on this look. And yeah, make sure you guys like this video, give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe, and leave all your requests below. Seeing that I'm doing reviews now, go ahead and leave me products that you guys want me to review. I feel like this is a really good way for me to like branch out and try new products and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys want me to review. Yes. Alright guys, I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.